When the world goes silent and the last radio frequencies dissolve into static, there's one place you might not have thought about hiding: a missile silo. A relic of the Cold War era, these towering underground fortresses were once designed to house nuclear weapons powerful enough to end civilization. Ironically, they might now be one of the few places left that could save it. But the real question is, would surviving in a missile silo during a zombie apocalypse be a genius move of post-apocalyptic engineering, or the fastest way to turn your survival base into a claustrophobic tomb? At first glance, the concept sounds brilliant, almost too good. Thick steel blast doors, reinforced concrete walls several meters thick, and a self-contained underground structure built to withstand a nuclear strike. You could drop an entire city's worth of zombies on top of a missile silo, and it would probably shrug it off like a bunker full of smug prepper dreams. Most of these silos sit deep in remote countryside or desolate plains, far from urban centers and their plague-ridden populations. That isolation alone already gives you a massive survival advantage. No shambling hordes knocking on your door every morning. No panicked civilians stealing your supplies. Just wind, silence, and the ghosts of the Cold War humming through old wires. But here's the catch. You're not living in a luxury underground mansion. You're living in a giant concrete tube built for one purpose: launching death into the sky. Missile silos were not designed for comfort. Imagine 10 stories of cold, echoing chambers filled with rusted catwalks, tangled pipes, and the smell of machine oil and damp air. You'd be trading sunlight for fluorescent flickers and bird songs for the metallic whine of old generators. Sure, you'd be safe from zombies, but for how long before the walls start to feel like they're closing in? Psychological survival becomes your next enemy, and claustrophobia might eat you alive long before the undead do. Let's talk about the good stuff first. A missile silo offers unmatched defense. Those steel blast doors weigh several tons. Zombies? They can't open a fridge, let alone a hydraulic door meant to resist nuclear shockwaves. The silo's multiple levels can be compartmentalized, meaning if zombies somehow get in, maybe you left the hatch open during a food run, genius. You can seal off sections and trap them. Most silos also have air filtration systems, or at least remnants of them, which could be refurbished. Some even have independent power systems, like old diesel generators, or the potential for retrofitting with solar panels on the surface. You could live for years if you managed to restore the systems and stockpile enough supplies. And there's the food question. Inside the silo, there's plenty of storage space for canned goods, freeze-dried meals, and water barrels. You could even dedicate one level to hydroponics, growing lettuce, herbs, or small vegetables under artificial light. In a way, you could create your own mini biosphere down there. Imagine eating fresh greens while the world rots above you. That's the kind of poetic irony that would make any doomsday poet proud. And water? Many silos were built with deep wells or connections to groundwater. If you can purify it, you might just have a sustainable source. Zombies can't drink. You can. Advantage, you. But survival isn't just about defense and resources. It's about adaptability, community, and sanity. And that's where the silo's problems start to show like cracks in its concrete shell. For one, ventilation. If the system fails, air quality can plummet fast. Carbon dioxide buildup is no joke, especially in a sealed structure. Without proper filters or airflow, you might find yourself suffocating long before starvation kicks in. And remember, you're living underground. The deeper you go, the colder it gets. Without reliable power for heating, your teeth might chatter louder than the moaning undead outside. Another issue is isolation. Being underground cuts you off from light, sound, and any sense of time. Days blend into nights, nights into oblivion. After weeks or months in that kind of sensory deprivation, even the sound of your own breathing could drive you mad. Humans evolved under open skies, not inside a concrete thermos bottle buried in the earth. You need artificial lights, music, maybe even old movie projectors to keep your mind from unraveling. Otherwise, you'll start talking to the walls. And worse, the walls might start answering back. Let's not forget the maintenance nightmare. Missile silos are decades old. Rust, leaks, and mechanical failures are everywhere. You'd need serious engineering knowledge to keep things running. Pumps, filters, wiring. Everything down there is a ticking clock of decay. If your generator breaks, the lights go out. If the air system fails, you suffocate. If the water pump dies, well, good luck drinking from the condensation on the walls. The apocalypse doesn't come for you all at once. Sometimes it's just one small failure away. In a place like a missile silo, small failures quickly become life-threatening disasters. And then, there's the matter of entry and exit. One way in, one way out. That's great for keeping zombies out, but terrible if you need to escape. If a horde somehow finds your hatch, you're basically sealed inside your own steel coffin. You can't fight your way out when your only door is blocked by a wall of undead bodies. The irony writes itself. Humanity once built these silos to survive the end of the world, and now they might end up as perfect tombs for the few who actually tried. There's also the possibility of other survivors finding your hideout. A missile silo screams valuable shelter. You think you're the only genius who thought of it? Imagine a group of desperate, armed survivors discovering your location. They'll see your sealed hatch, your solar panels, maybe even smoke from your generator exhaust, and they'll want in. And unlike zombies, they can think. They can wait. They can cut off your air vents, block your entrance, or simply starve you out. Suddenly, that indestructible defense system becomes a prison, and the line between safety and entrapment vanishes. Still, there's something undeniably fascinating about living in a place that was once built to end the world, now repurposed to survive it. There's poetry in the symmetry. You'd be surrounded by remnants of humanity's greatest fears. Radiation-proof walls, warning signs about contamination, sealed blast doors painted with faded hazard symbols. You'd sleep beside the ghost of a missile bay, your flashlight beam cutting through the shadows of history. Every drip of water from a pipe would remind you of what civilization once built and what it lost. It's both eerie and oddly comforting. You'd feel like the caretaker of humanity's forgotten madness. If you're the type who thrives in solitude, the silo could become your sanctuary. The perfect hideaway for the introvert apocalypse survivor. You could decorate the missile shaft with LED strips, turn the launch control room into your personal command center, and hang motivational posters where old nuclear charts used to be. Stay positive. Stay alive. Maybe even set up a treadmill powered by a hand-crank generator, play some old rock on a loop, and pretend you're the last DJ on Earth. The zombies outside might have the numbers, but you have the playlist. On the other hand, if you crave sunlight and human connection, the silo will slowly gnaw at your spirit. You'll dream of the surface, the open air, the wind, even the rain. Every time you climb up the ladder and peek through the hatch, you'll feel torn between the safety below and the beauty above. It's the paradox of survival. You built your fortress to stay alive, but the very act of hiding might make you forget why you wanted to survive in the first place. So, is surviving in a missile silo good or bad? Like most things in a zombie apocalypse, it depends on who you are and how much madness you can handle. It's a brilliant fortress for the disciplined, the prepared, and the mechanically inclined. But it's also a psychological trap for the restless, the social, and the dreamers. You can outsmart zombies, but you can't outsmart your own mind forever. In the end, the missile silo represents the ultimate irony of human survival, built to unleash destruction, now serving as a bunker against it. It's safe, strong, and silent, but that silence can echo louder than any scream. You'll survive the apocalypse, yes, but survival is only half the story. The real question is, when the world ends, do you want to live like a king in a tomb, or die like a fool under the sun? Because deep down, in that cold subterranean chamber where concrete meets memory, you might realize something chilling. The dead outside are free to roam, and you, the living, are buried alive.